Pinpoint weather on NBC5 News is brought to you by the Cow Creek Umpqua Tribe.
Hey, welcome back to NBC5. Again, we have some clouds out there this morning, mid and high level clouds. We're going to see this clearing out as we get through this afternoon. 57 degrees and 8-degree warm up compared to this hour yesterday morning. And it is going to get hotter here as we're getting through today. Of course, when we're talking about summer being the first day, we are talking about where we are in position of our orbit around the sun. And for us, we are faced towards the sun during the summer season, and with today it is the longest day in terms of daylight hours. This is where the sun rays are pointed generally at the Tropic of Cancer, and you see the Arctic Circle getting 24 hours of daylight. From here on out, we're going to be shifting. The sun rays are going to be going towards the equator now, and with that, we're going to start to gradually lose a little bit of daylight. In fact, we look at that as we get through next week. We'll see a 2-minute drop off in terms of daylight hours compared to where we're sitting at today. In fact, by a month, we'll almost lose almost half of an hour of daylight as the sunrise gets a little bit later and the sunset gets a little bit earlier in the day. And that trend is going to continue all the way to the winter solstice. In terms of weather conditions, of course, it is summer, hot, dry, sunny, and that's what we have in the forecast. Plenty of that to come. Now, we will start to get into a little bit more wind as we're getting through this weekend and into next week, especially in the afternoon hours, and that could lead to some higher wildfire risk. And speaking of fires, we do have this Sites fire. This is actually in California, a little bit south of our area, but we will see a little bit of some haze moving into our area from this fire. Now, we might clear a little bit more as we get through the next couple of days from that. Hopefully they can continue to get that fire contained. Now for us, no fires, but again, when we're getting into the daytime hours, we mentioned a moderate increase in the fire danger level today to moderate, and especially during the afternoon hours. Why is that such kind of that time frame? Why is it so important? Well, in the morning hours when our temperatures are cooler, we have more moisture because cooler air holds less moisture, and so temperature difference and moisture adds a little bit better moisture in the morning hours compared to the afternoon when we don't add moisture in the day but the temperatures climb. Well, what that brings is a lot of dry air, and with that dry air, of course, anything that could start a fire, spark, or any of those things could definitely start a fire, and it could spread pretty quickly, especially when we start to add in more wind in the forecast. Now, 80s, lower 90s for highs here in the valley today. We got the lower 80s to mid 80s in our eastern counties, and 60s to continue for the coastline. Again, we have the clouds out there right now. This is going to be clearing into the second half of this afternoon, pushing out to the east, and you see a mostly clear sky, but could have some patchy fog as we get into the start tomorrow morning again for the coastline. Plenty of sunshine through that 7-day, dry conditions to continue. Hottest days Friday and Saturday here in the valley. We'll see a little bit more wind, especially Sunday and Monday. A little weak system is going to be pushing into the northwest, and this will drop highs a few degrees. Don't expect a major cool down like we had last weekend, but we'll go from 96 to 89 on Sunday. We look at morning lows dropping back down from 60 to the mid 50s. Again, breezy afternoons, plenty of sunshine and plenty of heat. So looking at a little bit higher risk of wildfires for our eastern counties over the next several days. Wind speeds not as strong here today or tomorrow, but they will pick up through this weekend as well as into northern California. And they're going to be nearing triple digits Friday and Saturday, cooling slightly with some lower to mid 90s heading into the start of the week. And the coastline, we'll see a little bit of some fog mixed in with some clouds, but overall not too bad of a forecast with those cooler highs into the lower to mid 60s.